What is up, guys? It's Razor, and I brought back a deck that I've used twice in the past. So this is the third time I've used it. This is my annoying beep Aria deck. So obviously I'm not going to curse because YouTube don't like that. So, but anyway, if you don't already know how this deck works, is you get Aria on the field, you spell summon Aria, and she can't be destroyed by battle or be targeted. And that is huge. That means that unless your opponent destroys her, they won't be able to get rid of her. And in the past, there's cards that can destroy her, but there's very few that could. Back in the day, most people just use like Regeki and stuff like that. Regeki or Dark Hole to get rid of her. Torrential Tribute, etc. And nowadays there's even more stuff to get rid of her. So you got to be careful nowadays because there's a lot of stuff. Like pretty much every deck has an out to her. In the form of a Borreload Dragon. So, and actually I was going to change something now that I think about that. Now I think about Borreload. I'm actually going to put out the Borreload in this deck right now. I had this in here to prevent, like, if an opponent gets out like a piercing monster or whatever. Because another out to Aria is piercing. Because you put Aria in defense mode and you just sit on her forever. But if your opponent has something that pierces her, that is very bad. So, we're going to get rid of the out the Borreload. So just run Mirror Force. Because Borreload, it can't be targeted by monster effects, but it can still be destroyed. So Mirror Force is perfect. I ran this because I was thinking like maybe Chaos Max or whatever, but Borreload's way more common than Chaos Max. And piercing is not really that relevant anyways. Even nowadays, piercing is pretty much non-existent. So I feel that Mirror Force is perfect. So there we go. Alright, but anyway, you sit behind Aria, put her in defense, you sit behind her, and you back her up a back row. So she's vulnerable to Regeki and Dark Hole and stuff like that, like I mentioned earlier. So you run My Body as a Shield. That'll protect her from Regeki and Dark Hole. You also run Destruction Jammer, because that's another out to Regeki and Dark Hole. And we also run Dark Bribe as well to protect her. So these are the three cards that you want to use to protect her. Now, why did I bring this deck back? Well, there's a new card known as Condemned Witch. So on a Stumble Summon, you can add a forbidden card from your deck to your hand. So in this deck we add Forbidden Chalice, but you can also add like Forbidden Lance or whatever. There's other forbidden cards. But in this deck, Chalice is the best. Because it can stall you for one turn. If your opponent gets out Borreload, you could target the Borreload or Forbidden Chalice and prevent them from stealing your Aria for that turn. And then maybe you'll draw Mirror Force or whatever. So, that's why I run Forbidden Chalice. But she has another effect. During your opponent's main phase, you can tribute her to special summon a level 4 fairy from your deck. That's completely insane. Any level 4 fairy, it doesn't matter. So we special summon Aria straight from our deck with this card. So the deck got a lot more consistent. And that's why I brought it back. So now you have 3 ways of getting to, or 4 ways of getting the Aria from your deck. So ostinato. So you special this, and you send this Melodious Diva and Aria, and then use its bonus effect to send her off the field, get rid of her, and then you special summon the two materials. So then you special summon Aria and this Melodious Diva right here. That's how ostinato works. You also got Summoner Monk. You ditch a spell card. Get Aria straight from your deck. Forbidden Witch. Obviously, or Condemned Witch. I already went over that. During your opponent's main phase, you can get Aria straight from your deck as well. And then Songstress. Or wait, no, this ain't Songstress. This is Solo. Oh yeah, it is Songstress, yeah. Solo the Melodious Songstress. When she's destroyed by battle, I think it's battle or card effects. Nope, just by battle. When it's destroyed by battle, you can spell summon Aria straight from your deck. So that's the 4 ways you special summon Aria in this deck. So it's very consistent. And then, like I said earlier, you just protect her with all the back row and all that stuff. I run Macrocosmos and Dimensional Fissure in this deck because it doesn't hurt the deck any, and they're just nice cards to have. So your opponent don't have their graveyard as a resource. And also it works well with Needleworm as well, because this is a deck out deck. You want to deck out your opponent. You sit behind Aria forever, and then you just deck your opponent out. So, if you're wondering why Needleworm's in here, that's the reason why. Because you deck out your opponent. You win by deck out. That's the win condition of the deck. Deck out. And Dimensional Fissure and Macro work very well with Needleworm, because instead of sending 5 cards on the top of the deck, top of your opponent's deck to the graveyard, they'll go to the banish zone instead. If you have these on the field. And in the extra deck doesn't really matter, but we run Utopia. You do have to run this card though, because that's for ostinato. Tornado Dragon, Baguska, Castell, Star Liege, Abyss Dweller, Borreload, Boral Sword, Decode Talker, and Hyperstar. But like I said, the extra deck doesn't really matter, so it doesn't matter what you run in the extra deck. Run whatever you want to, really. But yeah, this has been my annoying Beep Aria deck, returned for the 3rd time. Thanks to Condemned Witch. Just, like I said earlier, just beware of destruction cards and Borreload, stuff like that. Any non-targeting cards that gets rid of her, you want to try to destroy or negate or do something with. So just beware of, and also beware of piercing battle damage as well. But that's all you got to worry about. And if you can manage to stop the piercing and the destruction cards, you'll be set, and you'll win like every time pretty much. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, and thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next deck that I post, and later.